going on, y'all? It's your boy Bleezy. I'm back with another video. So I said that I'm gonna do a series. This is my second part video today of a series of videos that I'm trying to shoot. And I said I was gonna do 20 things that people usually do in their 20s and 20 things that people wish they did in their 20s. And these things could be either things that shape unwanted or that shape a future of regret. Excuse me. These 20 things could be things that people do to shape unwanted or future that they regret, right? So it could be like they ended up with a dead-end job, or their fucking, what you call it, a dead-end job, or their income is capped because of lack of skills, etc., etc. And then I'm gonna speak about 20 things that people usually wish they did, like investing more, buying a property earlier, focusing on building skills, etc., etc., right? So I'm gonna start off with the 20 things that people usually do that lead to regret later on. So the first thing is living paycheck to paycheck. There's nothing wrong with living paycheck to paycheck. We all need a job or a career as a stepping stone to where we want to go. So like when I got my first job at PetSmart, it was because it was a job that I enjoyed. I grew up with my dog Levi, and I used to groom him myself. And then I kind of built that skill while I was in high school. I used to groom my friend dogs, and then my first job out of high school was PetSmart. Stayed there for a while. I learned to build the skill. I learned how to professionally groom dogs, and that was just for a while. So once I got tired with that, I moved on to another retail job. Started working at Home Depot, where I connected with people who introduced me to investing, who introduced me to big business, who introduced me to investors, the idea of saving money versus the idea of investing money, and which one was better. So once I learned how investing money could change my whole life, it kind of boosted me to want to do more. It gave me that encouragement, that motivation to want to increase my income, learn more, read more, do more, meet more people. So from Home Depot, I went to TSA, stayed at TSA for 2 years, and I applied those concepts that I learned from the people that I met at Home Depot to myself and my own current situation at the time, to where when I was working at TSA during COVID, I was able to build a business grooming dogs, and I was able to make my own money. I don't even want to call it a little business. It was like an actual business on the side, while I either got off work and I went to go groom dogs, or during the time during COVID when everything was closed and there was nothing open, people would come in me and get their dogs groomed. So living paycheck to paycheck is usually not bad if you're using it as a stepping stone to something better. Next one is not investing early, right? So not knowing anything about investing, like compound interest, certificate deposits, bonds, stocks, exchange currency, stuff like that. So it's important to know that, because if you don't know, money is, the US dollar is being printed, and it does you no good if you just save it, because as they print more money, the value of the dollar becomes less, and then your money deteriorates if it sits in an account that is not making it more money, which is accounts that gives you an interest payment based on the principal that's in that account, and how much and how long it's staying in that account, the time period it stays in that account. So that's just a small idea of investing, and you can even expand into stuff like real estate or other portfolios that brings you a return on your investment, like investing in businesses for a return, loaning money for a return, buying Bitcoin for a return, etc., etc., right? So not investing early, definitely want to at least get an idea of what you want to invest in later on while you're working at where you're working at. Next one is taking on too much debt. That's a big one. A lot of people in their 20s feel like they have all the time in the world to finance stuff that they want, and then once they hit that roadblock, it kind of hits them like, damn, I got all this money to pay off in credit cards and personal loans, and now you have to kind of shift your whole life to paying off a lot of stuff that you financed in your early 20s when you thought um, life was a game, right? Staying in a dead end job, so like thinking stuff is sweet, you know, like just loving where you are too much to the point where you're hindering yourself from growing. Like I'm very big on um, being comfortable with being uncomfortable because it forces you to grow, it forces you to learn, it forces you to ask yourself, why do you feel what is it that's making you feel uncomfortable? What is it that's not making you feel confident? And if you look at those things and you address it, that's where growth happens, right? So staying in a dead end job, it hinders you. It's almost acting to staying in one place for your whole entire life because that's just what you know. So you always wanna try new things, try new jobs that will help you build a skill um, to where you can either use that skill to make yourself more money or use that skill to um, advance yourself in some other area of life, whether it may be work, relationships, et cetera, right? So staying in a dead end job, big no no. Um, Not building multiple income streams. So just depending on one job for your income. No type of other investments, no type of side business. Just paycheck to paycheck. No type of pension investments, nothing. Wasting time on the wrong people. A lot of people I know growing up, I feel like if they didn't take the relationship, and I'm not saying to not take relationships serious, but if they focused more on themselves and not trying to make the relationship work with a person that wasn't at the level that they were at, they would be way further um, with themselves. I know a lot of people that threw away their future for a relationship. They could have been elsewhere doing something else for themselves and their families and their loved ones, but instead they prioritized their relationship. They didn't know when to put the brakes to it, and they kind of lost a lot of stuff, a lot of good things that they had waiting for them on the other end of that road that they needed to travel by themselves. So spending too much time on relationships that bring you no more value, you gotta know when to say no and put an end to things that's not conducive to what you want, to the lifestyle that you want. Going fast, but let me kind of slow down. I think I'm a little nervous, but not taking care of their health, that's another one. So not eating right, not sleeping right, not working out. Like eat, sleep, working out is a big thing that people undermine in their 20s. They feel like, oh, I'm young, I don't gotta work out, I don't need to eat right, I feel good, I look good, but your looks I don't want to say deteriorate, but they kind of decline as you get older. So like in the job markets and like different kind of demands, yeah, they want young people to work with them and young people to be involved and young people to promote what's going on because we're young and we got a lot of life in us. But as we get older, we have to keep in mind that we're not young forever, right? So not taking care of your health, it hurts you in the long run because and you have no healthy habits to keep your mind intact when you get older. A lot of what goes on up here reflects on what you do physically day to day. So your physical health is a big deal, and a lot of people don't prioritize that. They just say, fuck it, I want to go party every night, drink, get high, but it all catches up to you. So not prioritizing, not taking care of their health, not learning high income skills, like mastering a skill in sales, marketing, coding, skills that could elevate your value. For me, when I was going to school at Brooklyn College, I was trying to study computer science. I was pursuing computer science, and I'm not gonna lie to you, coding is hard. And a lot of these skills require us to really lock in and focus. And I feel like that's one of the main problems that this generation faces, being able to focus because of so many distractions and social media. And I'm saying that because I fall victim to that too. But I'm trying to lock back in to where I could focus for long periods of time without getting distracted. And I feel like Instagram is one of my biggest distractions, and along with some other things. But definitely learning high income skills is one thing that a lot of us give up because we so distracted with everything else that's going on around us. Not traveling, not traveling enough. Um, this one is this one is kind of understandable because not a lot of people get the opportunity to travel for real, and traveling requires you to have some type of steady income to where you could go wherever, whenever, and still be able to still be able to meet your basic needs. For me, luckily I'm in the service, so it gives me that opportunity to travel and experience different parts of the world. But at the same time, I would still like the opportunity to be able to travel anywhere I want to go, whenever, on my own dime. Um, However, the military has given me that stepping stone to experience traveling, and I'm really appreciative for that. Um, Overindulging in partying and alcohol. Sometimes I find myself guilty of doing this, um, but at the same time, I do work, and I could have a reason, I could have something to celebrate when I decide to engage in drinking or partying late. Last year, I remember I used to go to the club like every weekend. I was going to the club just because, like, just going to the club just to hang out, meet people. I met a couple of New Yorkers just from clubbing where I'm at, and built cool relationships with them. Got to network with them, talk with them, chop it up, because there was stuff that we found that we had common interest in. But I also realized that this is not the type of person I am. I didn't grow up clubbing a lot. I didn't grow up partying a lot. I didn't grow up drinking a lot. It's not how my mom raising me. So kind of came to my senses like, what is the reason that you're going out and doing all of this stuff for, and you need to address it. So if you find yourself going out partying and drinking a lot, you need to figure out why you're doing that, because you got see 9 or 10 times you probably have something going on, and you're going out and drinking to distract yourself from addressing those issues. Letting fear hold them back. Um, a lot of people give up. A lot of people give up a lot of opportunities because of fear, of criticism, fear of looking dumb, fear of not knowing what the outcome result is going to be. And I remember one thing that Kanye West said is, he said um, a lot of people are held back because of their limited perception about themselves, or something to that extent. And that's so true. It's like a lot of people could go so far if they just thought highly of themselves. They didn't have fear limiting beliefs. And that's one thing that I try to live by. I try to do things that I'm scared to do because I know it's going to unlock different parts of myself that I didn't know I had in me. So like me going to Navy, I didn't even think for 1 second that I would ever be in the military. It was never a desire of mine in high school. It was never a desire of mine when I got out of high school. It just happened just because of me working at TSA, and I was like, I want to see what this is going to be like. I want to see what it's going to be like for me to move all the way on the other side of the U.S., away from my family, and see how I'm going to make ends meet. And that was a fear that I had, but I'm conquering that fear. I'm doing good out here, and I feel like everybody should not run away from from their fears, but run towards it and see how it would make them be a better person than who they were before. So definitely letting fear hold them back is something. Letting your fear hold you back is something that hinder a lot of people in their 20s. Caring too much about what others think, it's a big deal. A lot of people don't do things because they care about what their friends will think about them, what they close ones will think about them. All that shit don't mean nothing, because your life is your life, and at the end of the day, when you about to die and move on, only you gonna answer to whatever you feel like you need to answer to, or whatever's bothering you. Nobody's gonna answer. Nobody's gonna give you those answers. So why the fuck care about who the fuck thinks about what you're doing, or how you speak, or how you carry yourself? For like, as long as you're not doing anything detrimental to others and yourself, why give a fuck? Do it. Don't care if you sound dumb. Everybody starts from somewhere. Everybody, usually when you start something new, nobody has confidence in doing it. You just gotta do it. Just do it, like Nike, right? Not planning for the future. That's true. A lot of people in their 20s, they don't think about their future. They're thinking about now. And young and tender, right? You wanna do whatever your flesh wanna do because you just thinking about the now. And that shit looking back, people regret it because your 20s, you got so much life in you. That's probably like the best decade of your life to preserve your future. Cause you got so much time, you got so much energy. As you get older, you get less time, you get less energy, and you got to figure out how you gonna do it, right? Jumping into serious relationships too soon. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I can say I've experienced that, growing up and learning how to navigate through relationships, knowing, learning how to figure out what type of relationship I want, what do I want from a relationship, why I want to be in a relationship, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning relationships, whether they're intimate, whether they're work related, whether they're family related. What you're supposed to give, what you're supposed to receive, and not even supposed, but like being comfortable with receiving in relationships, feeling comfortable with giving in relationships, and understanding how relationships play a big part in our growth in life. So when you jump too quickly in a relationship, you kind of skip that learning phase, and it could go bad. One thing that I've realized, growing up, is a lot of relationships usually start good, but they always end up sour. And I always tell myself I don't want to be another one of those persons that hop in a relationship so quick, and then time go by, and then things just go sour. So definitely taking your time. I remember recently my grandmother she sent me a Facebook post that kind of spoke about like why you should preserve preserve yourself while dating other people. Like 10 reasons why, and I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was very informative, and I was able to apply it to myself. So definitely in your 20s, I feel like it's also because it's like a new experience. People lose their virginity in towards the end of high school, or out of high school, or in high school, and um, I feel like a lot of people still at that time were not really knowledgeable about how jumping into a relationship too soon and having sex could kind of put it could how do I say it? It makes it harder for you to make decisions, and it kind of blinds you. So definitely taking your time with jumping into relationships, getting comfortable. No, I skipped one. Not learning about money management. I think I'm still learning about money management. I have a tendency to go out and splurge because I can, and because like I don't have no crazy responsibilities. But if I continue down that road with that bad habit, I don't want to say it's a bad habit, but if I continue down that road with that habit, I looking back, I'll have regrets. I wouldn't say regrets, but looking back, I'd probably be telling myself like you could have used that money for something else. Getting comfortable. Now, if you get comfortable, better not get too comfortable. With future stuff, better not get too comfortable. Avoiding challenges and staying in comfort zone instead of pushing for more. So, getting comfortable is a big no-no. I don't like to get comfortable. I don't like to. Whenever I feel like I'm getting comfortable, I shake myself out of that, because the minute you get comfortable is like you open yourself up for attacks, and then you don't even know how to respond to those attacks because you done got so comfortable. You thought shit was sweet, and the best time for an enemy to come get you is when you're sleeping, right? When you're sleeping with your hands folded. So don't get comfortable. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Like I tell myself, like get comfortable with living life on the edge, like knowing that anything can happen, and you gotta stay ready. In the military, we go by this saying, "Stay ready, you won't have to get ready." Chasing quick money. Chasing quick money, as fast as you get it is as fast as you lose it. Because the things that come with value is the things that we take time to attain. So it's like however much time it takes you to get things that you value, is however much time it would take for that thing to be gone. And I'm not saying that concept is for everything, but it shows you the idea of value. So when you just go and get money fast, you could lose it fast because you don't have those principles with you that showed you how to obtain that amount of cash, and those principles that will show you how to obtain that amount of cash will also show you how to preserve and use it and recycle that amount of cash that you've obtained. So I'm very big on, again, that kind of ties back into learning. I'm very big on learning and not wanting to obtain things fast and being patient. Like I said in my last video, I had to be patient with myself because it takes me time to learn new things. And when you spend time on learning how to create a new skill, and that skill makes you money, you're not just gonna splurge it because you invested a lot of your time on creating that skill and using that skill to make you money, and using that money to change your whole lifestyle and to where you're living the life that you want. So fast money is never good money. The next one is ignoring mental health. Ignoring mental health is a big no-no. I have my time when I'm at work and I'm like, I need to take a break and I'm about to crash out. So you never want to put yourself in a position where you're gonna crash out and lose everything that you earn. So definitely you gotta pay attention to your mental health. It's a big deal. Know when you need to take a break. Know when you just need to be aware of what's going on with yourself and other people, and not having to react. Whereas you just responded, right? Know when to just respond, not react, not get emotional. Getting emotional is reacting is getting emotional, and responding is just a response with awareness, right? You being aware to the situation, you know when you need to take a step back, take some time off. Exactly what I did. I took some time off work because I needed. Not documenting their progress, failing to track achievements, goals, and financial growth. I started shooting videos and like trying to get more comfortable in the camera just because of this. I know when I get older and I look back, I can't get that time back. So I wanted to have a way of being able to document my life and how I'm growing through life and the things that I'm learning, and just to have something to look back on and laugh at and grow from. So definitely, and even if it's like writing. I grew up I grew up when I graduated, during high school. I met a English professor. She expressed the importance of me to write a lot and read a lot, and those things I still try to stay consistent with, because it's important. It's important to be able to document your growth and just reflect on the stuff that you go through. So definitely document your progress. Even with like the gym and working out, I make sure to keep my Apple Watch on me. I keep it charged just so I could be able to look back and see how I've grown. Like this 2024, I worked out. I've been active the most throughout my whole. I believe my whole time in high school, time out of high school, I've been active the most, and it made me happy. It made me. I remember in December when I did I think I did a 6 mile 10K run before New Year's, and I was just happy. I was looking back and I was like, damn, I really burned like almost 12,000 calories, and maybe that's not a lot for somebody else, but for me it's a lot because when I look back, 12,000 calories was the most calories I burned in a month, just from the progress that I was recording. So definitely recording your progress, even in a pool. Last year, I think 2023, I started recording myself swim, and then this year I found out that like I think the most I don't remember off the top of my head. I think the most yards I swam in a month was 30,000, which is also not a lot. But I've seen my growth in swimming, just from recording my progress, just from me recording my warm-ups. When I go to the pool, I do a 500 freestyle warm-up, and then I would track how much time it takes me to complete that 500. I started off with like 13 minutes, got it down to like 12 minutes, then got it down to 11 minutes, just being consistent, got it down to 10 minutes. Right now my fastest is 9 minutes and 24 seconds, and my goal for a 500 freestyle is about 8 minutes, or almost breaking 8 minutes, right? So definitely record your progress. And then last but not least, waiting too long to start, right? Procrastinating, not just doing it. Um, Sometimes I find myself doing that too. I wait too long, but sometimes you gotta just do it. A lot of us, we wait too long because we scared. We uh we we holding ourselves back from fear. We're holding ourselves back from being great because of fear. So don't wait too long. Get started on your dreams. Lock in on your dreams. Um, so those are the 20 things that people usually do that leads to a future that they either regret or don't want. And then I'm gonna run through the 20 things that people usually wish they did. So they usually wish they invested early. They wish they saved more. They took more risks, networked more, developed higher income skills, traveled more, started a side hustle, lived healthier, managed time better, read more books, got out of bad relationships sooner, learned to say no. That's one big thing. A lot of people don't know how to say no, and I find myself being one of those people. Sometimes I say yes a lot just because I feel like I'm an empathetic person, and I be wanting to do stuff just because other people want to do it. But then when my social battery is dead, it's straight up no, no, I'm not doing it, no. And I'm learning to be comfortable with other people feeling the way because I say no. Like, you gotta know when to say no, um, and not give a fuck, right? Just say no, don't give a fuck, walk away, go do what you gotta do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you only gonna have yourself. So learn to say no, avoiding debt, uh, taking better care of their mental health, buying property early, um, not caring about what others think, working smart and not hard, keeping a better track of their progress, taking more action, and enjoying the moment. So those are things people usually wish they do in their 20s when they look back, hindsight. Um, and those are just things to also be aware of. Even for me and myself, I try to remind myself to live in the moment. Like, I'm always thinking about the future, and sometimes I feel like I'm never present in the moment. So um, that's this video on 20 things people wish they did and 20 things people usually do in their 20s. And y'all let me know how y'all like it. Peace out.